Thank you, Laska Hirdig. Thanks a million, Minister, and to everybody for their comments and contributions. There's so much work to do with this, and I think it's really important that we do recognise the challenges, because only by recognising the challenges can we come up with solutions, and that's what I ultimately want to do. And I know that the people that are invested in this, that they really want to do that as well, because I suppose we've had so many naysayers about remote work for years, and then COVID happened and it showed that things could be done differently. And so I am going to continue that when people tell me again that you can't do something because of X, Y, or Z, I am going to push back and say, well, no, you can because of this. And yes, the strategy is aspirational in parts, but behind the aspirations, there are ideas to make this work. And if it can change the way that we work and that we live, that is a good thing. In terms of, like, we are living in an extreme at the moment, and we are all working from home, and it's ironic to me that by limiting our choice and restricting our movements, that's the time where actually we're showing that remote work can work as a choice. But remote is all about choice, even with the irony that it had to be under conditions that we didn't have a choice. But it will change, and the real challenges are actually coming now, because we've seen what can happen from going from one extreme to the next. How are we going to cope whenever, you know, we're talking about a blend, but a blend is what is just naturally going to happen, and we have to be set up for that. So I don't buy into this idea that remote means the death of the office. I don't buy into the idea that it's the death of physical meetings, or the death of cities. It's not. It is coming together with a purpose. If you are working remotely more, you come together with more of a purpose. But there will be plenty of offices that still congregate. You know, and nobody's suggesting that isn't going to happen. It is about choice, and maintaining equal opportunities around those choices. And I would say it's really important to stay connected to the companies that are doing this well, like Dropbox, who are giving up their fancy HQ office to you know, go for bubble offices around the country where people can meet for team meetings or for co-working, where people get to work side to side, because the problems are there about socialisation or about peer-to-peer training, but there are ways around that. In relation to us having that the strategy takes a handoff approach to health and safety, you know, the department came out with advice very quickly, and ran a public consultation that became a bigger conversation and has now more guidance on health and safety. What I would say is that it is very difficult for people whose homes are just not set up for this. And it is also the right to disconnect is you know, has really shown us how important that this is. I think that we need to look at the legislation that's there that people don't know about, because there seems to be quite a bit that people just publicly don't know about, and then see what needs to be done to fix where are the gaps. But and I think a booklet around home working is really important. We've done it for other sectors. I think we need it for people who are working from home. Going forward, that work isn't going to be wasted, and there needs to be absolutely clear guidance, because there are places where employers come to me and say, I'm not sure about this, and the guidance isn't as clear as it should be. In relation to the tax, though, you know, we have to be careful about the transition for employers paying. Only 5% of employers are paying that tax for employer tax relief, and we need them to invest in remote first. I've got 20 seconds to I suppose sum up what you know, my main points, and that is that we really need to focus on remote first for equal opportunities. If I could leave you with that, That is, we need a communications campaign around that. I accept what people say about the gig economy, but this shouldn't be about that. It isn't the casualisation of work. It should be about pensionable jobs. And the quality of the hubs is going to be so important. And that's why I came with ideas about how we can do that, how we can ensure that instead of communities doing this by themselves, that we are offering quality, standard quality, where if you have a phone call, you can go somewhere private, and that it allows you, that we don't have those issues. So we have to create supply. Employers have to be able to advertise jobs that are for remote. We need to be able to create the pathways to employment, and then locally we need to create remote-ready communities where the demand is. So thank you.
Thank you very much.